sports had already taught me the dignity of not only self-respect but respect of others, and learning how to work together because you all have a common goal, and how true that is, you know, in the business world, in school projects, in church missionary work. I mean, you always look at a common goal that unites a group of folks, and surely working and playing on a sports team does that.
In 2006, Representative Mike McIntyre of North Carolina co-chaired the Congressional Caucus on Youth Sports, a bipartisan effort designed to make real improvements to youth sports organizations around the country. McIntyre, who coached his sons, believes that sports plays an integral role in the development of children by encouraging not only character development, but also promoting the values of sportsmanship, civility, respect, health, safety, fun, and fitness. These important lessons are not lost on the NCAA, which announced at the 2008 Final Four a partnership with the NBA focused on enhancing youth basketball and creating a platform for teaching the value of education and the important lessons of fair play. When we were in Washington for the 2009 NCAA convention, I had the opportunity to speak with Congressman McIntyre, a devoted North Carolina Tar Heel, about the importance of youth sports and the impact sports have had on his life.
My father was very involved. He was chairman of the Lumberton Recreation Commission, which was my hometown of Lumberton's city commission to support sports and athletics for the public in our town. And he also was my Little League coach. And growing up, we actually had a championship team in our city one year. And the next year I had the chance to play on the All-Star team. And so I grew up with a great tradition playing baseball. I also enjoyed playing basketball especially. And then later had the chance in my life to do that for my two sons. I coached them in baseball and basketball for 7 years, even did football one year. But we had a great time in our city doing sports, and it was a great way to learn about sportsmanship, but also about team loyalty, about discipline, about respect, about physical fitness, and of course mainly about good character. Because just like in life, you're going to have mighty exciting and high times, and then you're going to have some times of disappointing when things don't always go your way, and it may or may not be your fault, but errors occur and we don't win every game we play. So it's a great lesson in life to be able to pass that on. So for 3 generations our family has been very involved in sports and athletics in my hometown of Lumberton, North Carolina. In 2005 and 2006, I know my Chief of Staff, Dean Mitchell, and I had some discussions about his deep involvement with his sons in coaching youth sports, and I was reliving memories that I'd had with my boys who are now finishing at the University of North Carolina. And so I had a great opportunity when the NCAA came to me, and Abe Frank, who works for them, wanted us to be involved in the Citizenship Alliance Through Sports, which was an opportunity to look at a national report card on the way youth sports was being evaluated nationwide. And I went with Clark Kellogg to do basically a press conference down at the National Press Club about the status of youth sports in America. And it was an interesting report card on youth sports, because it showed that things were not quite as good as we thought they should be in terms of parental behavior, treatment of officials, attitude toward children and young people. A lot of children we found were, in fact, 70% of young people who participate in youth sports tend to quit by age 13. Why? Because it wasn't fun anymore. And when you take the fun out of sports and games, then you've immediately taken away the joy of what it means to participate. And then you take away the chance to learn all those character traits that we've spoken about, like sportsmanship, loyalty, respect, work ethic, and dealing with character development. Well, it's been exciting, first of all, to achieve an awareness that among congressional colleagues that this is not another government program that needs to be invented. Already, at this moment across America, there are parents and grandparents and aunts and uncles and friends taking children to go play in youth sports. Thankfully, we have recreation leagues all over this country and all kinds of organized football, baseball, basketball, and other types of sports leagues. What we do need to give is support. We need to set a national role model where we can and say to our communities all over America, we want to show you've got support here in the halls of Congress. And you're already doing the work and encouraging the volunteers, and many communities are certifying their youth sports, and I actually went through the first youth sports coach certification we ever had in my hometown of Lumberton. And so having been through that myself as a youth sports coach, I know how important it is to give that encouragement to those who are volunteering their time to help our young people. I hosted the Tar Heels while they were in Washington, D.C. for the ACC basketball tournament, which was at what was then called the MCI Center. And after they played their opening round game, they came over late that afternoon after the Capitol had closed to the public, and we actually gave them a personal tour of the Capitol and the House chamber, and many of them have never set foot in the U.S. Capitol. And so it was quite inspirational to them. And not long ago, one of my boys ran into one of the players from that team, and he said, "I still remember, when your dad and you and your brother and your mom went with us and took us through the Capitol. I'll never forget it." And when you can have an inspiration like that, even to our athletes and the respect they have, not only for our national government, but the opportunity it gives you to grow up in a country where you can succeed and achieve, whether it's in the classroom or on the playing field or the ball court, depending on the circumstances. It's an opportunity we hope will always be an inspiration. And well, I think it works well for us to have support for athletics and sports right here on Capitol Hill for work like the NCAA does.